If you are living and working in the UK on tier 2 visa, then you can actually buy a house in the UK. I myself did the same. In this video, I'm going to share with you my experience of buying a house in the UK while working here as a doctor and how you can also do the same. Hello, my name is Suman. I am an Indian doctor currently working in the UK. In this channel, I make videos about life and work in the UK as an international medical graduate and how you can also move to UK to work as a doctor in this country. Please subscribe to this channel, like this video and share this video with your friends so that this video reaches out to more and more viewers like you. Friends, I started working in the NHS back in 2015. Like many of you, when I started working here, I didn't have any plans to buy a house in the UK. I was not sure about where I would be settling down in the long term. I had no idea if I was eligible for a bank loan for buying a house, and I also needed some decent savings as a deposit to buy a house, which I didn't have at that time. I seriously started thinking about buying a house in 2019, that is after living in UK for 4 years when I entered a training program. Buying a house is one of the most important financial commitment of anyone's life. So it's important to be aware of the financial implications of house buying and also consider, do you really need to buy a house or can you simply rent all your life? I have made a separate video about renting versus owning a house where I have discussed the pros and cons of buying a house. I will provide the link of that video in the description box below. Please check it out. In short, when I entered training program of respiratory medicine, I knew that I am going to spend the next 5 years of my life in this specific geographic area. So buying a house made perfect sense for me. Eventually, I bought a new home in northwest of England and I am still living in the same house. Today, I will discuss the step-by-step process of buying a house in the UK and share my experience along the way. If you have never lived in UK and would like to see how a UK house looks like, then please watch my video about UK house tour. You will find the link in the description box below. To buy a house, you have to consider the cost associated with buying a house and also the cost of the house itself and save for them accordingly. Most obvious is the cost of the house. This will be advertised on the website like Rightmove or Zoopla, as well as local estate agent offices in the high street of most towns and cities in the UK. Next cost is the stamp duty, which is a fee charged by the government and is based on the value of the property. There are some advantages of being a first-time buyer as you will pay a lot less on stamp duty. You will also need a deposit that is typically 5% or better 10% of the property price. Higher the deposit, you will get better mortgage options and interest rates. You will also have to consider mortgage associated fees and cost like booking fee, valuation fee, which will be another £1,000 or £2,000. Legal fee or solicitor fees will be another £500 or £1,000. This should include the charges of various searches associated with the property. Along with this, you will also need to consider the cost of relocation to your new house from your current residence. Once you have done all the calculation, you will be able to decide if you are ready to buy a home now or not. The next step is to determine an area where you want to buy the house. Typically, the house prices will be higher based on the geographical location. For example, the houses in London or even in the south of England are costlier than the houses in the north. House prices also depend on the postcode, availability of good schools and shops in the nearby area. Once you have decided the area where you want to buy the house, the next step is to work out your affordability. you will need a decent credit score. There are some major organizations like Experian, Equifax, TransUnion who maintain credit score for individuals, and you can actually check your own records to ensure that you have a good credit score. There are many different ways of improving your credit score, so please read about them and don't forget to register to vote. As an Indian citizen, you are eligible to vote in the UK, so please register with your local council. You can visit the website of any major UK mortgage provider and calculate how much they can lend you based on your personal circumstances. So it's important to know that if you need help financing the purchase, non-UK nationals can get an investment loan from a bank or mortgage broker. Roughly, you might get a mortgage amount that is 4.5 times of your annual income. But there are many factors that will affect your actual affordability, like your total expenses, other big ticket loans, credit card loans, and real estate market conditions in that particular time of the year. The next step is to get a mortgage decision in principle. A mortgage decision in principle is a way of proving that you can afford to borrow enough to buy a property, but it's not a confirmed guarantee that you will receive that mortgage from that bank. You can get this certificate very easily online for most UK bank and mortgage providers. The banks will perform a soft credit check and specify an amount that they might want to lend you. Once you have your mortgage in principle, you can decide your total budget and then start browsing for houses. You should have saved a deposit by now. I used Lifetime ISA for my deposit savings. This is an account where if you pay £4,000 per year, the government is going to pay you another £1,000, and you can use this money from the account as a deposit towards your first home purchase. If you don't know about LISA, then please check out my detailed video on ISA and LISA. After this, you will be searching for property and request viewing of the property. You can use Rightmove and Zoopla for this. If you like the house after viewing, then you will submit an offer for the house. It's up to the owner of the house to decide whether to accept or reject the offer. For a new house, the developer company sales team will be the point of contact for these formalities. Please bargain hard with the sales team to either reduce the house price, which is quite difficult, or get some accessories or appliances in the house before signing the contract. You will have to pay an advance of approximately £500 to secure your booking, which may not be refundable. After this, you will have to apply for mortgage. You should contact a mortgage broker at this stage who will advise you regarding the most appropriate mortgage and also submit your mortgage application to the lender. They will ask for some documents like your passport, BRP, utility bills, pay slips, and bank statements. All of this can be done online nowadays. The lender will also complete a valuation survey of the property to ensure that they are happy to lend the entire quoted amount for this property. Sometimes the valuation from the lender may be less than the quoted price of the property. In that case, if you really want to go ahead with the purchase, you have to pay the balance. You will also need a solicitor or a conveyancer to complete the legal formalities like searches for the property and the land and other necessary legal stuff. In my case, the LISA account money was paid to the solicitor directly, and then it was used as a house deposit. Also, I used help to buy equity loan scheme to buy my house. All these formalities were completed by the solicitor as well as the mortgage broker. The contract exchange was done by the solicitor on my behalf. Once all of this was done, you will receive the keys of the new home and you are ready to move in. I hope this video will give you some idea about the house buying process in the UK. House buying is the beginning of your mortgage repayment journey, which will continue for next 15, 20, 30 years of your life. So it's very important to have a strategy about how you're going to pay your mortgage faster. I'm going to make a separate video on this topic next week. So please subscribe to this channel if you'd like to be notified about the video as soon as it's published. Please don't forget to like this video if you find value in this content. Thank you for watching.